long time coming. We filmed most of this series last year in 2023, but here we are, and welcome to the first episode of Be My Guest. For a change, we're actually quite local to home. We're a place called Limebrook Fisheries. It's about half an hour from where we live. It's actually a place I used to drive past daily on the way to work. So yeah, it's always sort of been in the back of my head for somewhere to fish. We're here with Mant, a good friend and an old-time customer of ours, and yeah, he's brought us down on the guest session for 48 hours. You've probably seen Will before in maybe some of our old films like a Sandhurst Social and stuff like that. So yeah, we've known each other for a very long time, and believe it or not, he's actually tattooed both myself and Louis. So yeah, we've already got a bit of background there.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm a local tattooist in Malden. Tattooed actually these boys a few times, and plenty of other wranglers around here as well, which is nice. I actually met the boys maybe 10 years ago when I used to work in Angling Direct, coming in punishing me, asking for coffees, and yeah, we've stayed friends ever since, really, which is nice.
Well, good morning. We've just arrived, and no sooner after we walked in the gate, we'd seen fish. It can't be further than about 10 yards from the bank, so clearly wasting no time. Rigs are tired, leaders are tired. Heavy night of prep last night. We're ready to go. Nice to start the day off with a carp. It's looking good for it anyway, we've seen fish, so. Pinged it past it and wound it back. Yeah, some fizzes. Didn't see any like proper. There you go. Look, just where that's hit bottom. More fizzes coming up. See it? We've got moving, we. So I just had a wander down 2 swims down from where we were. We're just having our morning coffee. So we're getting a bit of a plan together. And yeah, as I say, I walked down here and straight away I saw 2 quite small patches of bubbles. I was just about to turn around and walk back again. I saw 1 big plume, like sort of jacuzzi, if you like. So yeah, I think that's a decision made already. We're going to get down here. So the way guest sessions on here are structured is we have to be fishing next to each other, so that's no like swimming between us. We have to be fishing 2 swims yeah, literally next to each other. So yeah, it's all good. It's only 2 rods each, it's all we're allowed in here, so it's absolutely no harm. We've just got to stay mobile, I think, keep moving around best we can, but yeah, this is as sure sign as any so far. So yeah, quick move, get some rods out.
What is the chances of that, mate?
He's come on.
No.
Yeah. I think it was that in trailer. I didn't even feel it come off.
Oh, yeah.
It just went.
So what do you reckon is trailer then?
Yeah, I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to say I think it was a trailer. It's happened to quite a few of us down there the last few weeks. So I'm certainly not the only one to have experienced it, but felt it on the. As soon as I lifted the rod up, but after that, not a lot, really. I'm going to say trailer. Hook sharp, everything's lead's on still as well.
True.
Lead's on.
It's got to have been.
Yeah, they do tend to come off on the take, so. But there's fish in the area though, so.
We go again.
We go again.
Although Will getting caught up with the trailer this early on was a bit of a burn, you know, it was a sure sign that fish were in the area. And to be honest, we were about to sort of get on the barrow and move around to the other side because we did see some fish or some activity up against the reeds where I baited earlier on that day.
So why didn't you get on the barrow then?
Well, I saw some fish. Literally down to the left-hand side in the bay, I saw some fizzing. And yeah, I thought it'd be worth one more cast, at least while we finished our coffees anyway. And yeah, it didn't take long to start getting some liners. Well, about that, we were literally just talking about moving to swim. In fact, I was walking over to sort the rest of my kit. Left-hand rod where I kept getting liners as away. A massive drop back. When I got in contact with it, it was to my right-hand side of the swim, and I'm fishing left. So. Bad fish either. Nice mirror. Nice fish as well. Happy days. Off to the mark. Well done, Will. Nice one, mate.
Relax now.
Yes, boys.
Yes, well done, mate.
It's quite big. And that is what we call a dream start to a guest trip. Probably, what, 4 hours of fishing now? And yeah, first bite. As I said earlier, we're just about to move swim. And even though we've caught this one, I think we still are, because we can still see fish on the opposite side of the lake. But yeah, very happy with this one. £32. And yeah, cool carp as well. So very, very happy. Slip her back, load the burrow, and we continue. Dream start to a guesty trip. Yeah, a few hours fishing and we're already off the mark. A decent fish as well, so yeah, spirits were high, but after the commotion I think it was about time we sort of got out of the bay. It was only a small area that we were fishing, and yeah, I think with us doing the water shots and stuff like that, it was about time to move on. That decision was obviously made a lot easier because I remember seeing another fish right up against the reeds is where we were going to originally move to anyway, so yeah, the barrows were already loaded, just had to chuck the rods on and yeah, we were off, right around to the other side of the lake. So just down here in this corner is where I've been baiting. It's actually the same set of reeds that we saw moving to the opposite side. So yeah, I'm going to sit in here with a little sawn off, try and catch them on the edge of these reeds. And Will's going to fish the opposite side, fishing one rod to the other side of the reeds, and then over to where I was caught the other one from. So yeah, fingers crossed I'm going to get away from the water now because it's well close.
What's the plan back, man?
I know there's a spot. I used to fish really regularly just out in front of here, very close in. Obviously the wind's trickling in now as well. And I'm going to stick one on there, and I'm going to walk one around this margin as well and stick one on the reed bed on this corner where we see one show earlier. I think that's the plan.
So as I said, it's our third swim of the day today, and yeah, we're sort of fishing off of the barrow and just sort of staying as mobile as we can. Luckily for us, the fish do seem to show themselves a little bit. We've seen some fizzes and some crashes, and we've even seen a few in the margins up against the reeds. So yeah, suits our style of angling pretty well, and this is also how Will has fished this over the last few years. So for the next few hours, coming to the evening, we're going to continue doing just that. I've actually just positioned one of my rods. Well, actually, since I've been in this swim, I've only been fishing one rod up against the reeds, really, really close in, but I have just put a second out now, all the way to the island, right tight up close. And just as we were setting the cameras to do this talking piece, Will said he saw one pretty much exactly where I'd cast, so everything's crossed at the moment. So for the last couple of hours in this swim, we've just been sitting around, we've just had a bit of lunch, a couple of cups of tea, and I think it's getting close to that time now. I'm going to grab a bucket, I'm going to go for a full lap. I have been baiting a few spots in the edge already, so yeah, I'm quite looking forward to getting into the margins, in the reeds, sort of trying to find some carp. The fishing the first morning is the absolute perfect start, so yeah, bring on the rest of the session. The time has come. We're on the barrow, we're ready to go. We think we've decided on the swims for the night. Yeah, it's time to get round there and work out how we're going to fish it. So we've finally got the break in the weather. Bearing in mind that the first week of September, last week was yeah, about 30 degrees without a breath of wind for about 7 days straight. So yeah, today is actually one of the first days it's been closer to about 18 to 20 degrees. Don't get me wrong, it's still quite warm when the sun's out, but yeah, all in all, pretty bang on fishing conditions. We've got some rain due this afternoon as well, so yeah, by the looks of it, it's only going to get better. As I said, we've got 2 nights in front of us, so yeah, fingers crossed that we're in line for a good session. I was just prepping the bait for tonight. After talking to Will, over the last couple of seasons he's been fishing like a nut-based bait, so I followed suit. I've got 15 and 18 mil cremino and whole tiger nuts. Some of the boilies are crushed up, some of them are not. Mainly whole boilie though. I want some substance on the lake bed because I just feel like the coots are going to be a bit of a pain in the arse tomorrow morning. So yeah, I don't mind them clearing me out mostly, but I wouldn't mind some sort of smaller bits left over. So yeah, and it's worth saying as well, over the last couple of days I've been soaking all my bait, so it's kind of washed out nice and soft with yeah, lake water from our local pond and some sort of oily fishy liquid as well, just to sort of let that all soak in. So it's not overpowering, it's quite subtle, but there's loads of oil and attractants going to be coming out as well. So yeah, I've found my spot on my right hand rod, which actually happened a bit quicker than I thought it would. We know that there's a bar coming straight off of the edge of the island, and I found that, and I'm fishing just to the edge of it. It's probably about, I'd say about 4 foot deeper of rod length closer, if you know what I mean. So it's quite a quick drop off, and I was leading along that line and I found a harder bit in the middle. So yeah, it's exactly what I was looking for, and I think it's around about the area they were showing this morning as well. So that's my right hand rod. Yeah, on my left hand rod, is pretty much going to go up towards the island, but I'm not going to go that tight. I'm going to be completely honest. I saw someone casting to the island earlier who's caught a couple of fish today, and he wasn't fishing that tight, so I'm not going to either. Yeah, so on that note, I'm going to get this lot in, get a barbecue on.
We all thought you boys would catch that night. First
We
night.
did, yeah, I can't lie. We all thought we was going to have one because, yeah, going into the evening we did start seeing a few fish. But yeah, it was a quiet night. But yeah, just before first light, we started seeing a couple, and yeah, it didn't take long to be into our first fish of the day. Right, Will, do you want to read it?
£30.4.
£30.4.
Yeah.
I can do. Well, good morning. And that is a perfect start to a morning's fishing. £30 and 4 ounces, so that's a duo of 30s this session. And on a guesty trip, couldn't ask for anything more. So yeah, very, very happy. Didn't see quite as many fish in early hours this morning, certainly not as many as we did the morning before. But yeah, they're obviously out there, they're obviously moving about, so yeah, very happy. Gonna get looking around in the margins this morning, see if we can find some opportunities, and yeah, take the day as it comes. If we can get willofish, then yeah, be a full house. Happy days. prime time to chill. The sun came out, the kettle went on, had a bit of breakfast, and we sat there for hours, to be honest, didn't we? Sort of enjoyed the morning, discussing plans for the rest of the day and stuff, and yeah, it was really nice. Will's predictions were bang on. Like, he was talking about different bite times around the lake and stuff, and he said the channel between the bank and the island that he was fishing next to me, about 9 o'clock in the morning, is absolutely prime for it. And 2 or 3 minutes past 9, he was into his first fish of the trip.
What's going on here then, Will?
We're in, at last. I had a little feeling that something might happen this morning. That spot out there is generally one I can kind of rely on getting a take from, especially at this time of day, as soon as the sun starts to get up a little bit. I think I even called 9 o'clock for Tristan earlier.
I think you did, mate.
This particular rod. Been getting liners all night, so I knew I was on the fish. Yeah, finally away. Nice little scaly one.
Nice one.
Yeah, nice little scaly one. Yes, off the mark. Like loads of liners and things you sort of feel like you should have caught already.
Yeah. It's that magical bite time there, wasn't it?
It was.
And you called it 9
Mate,
o'clock.
I've had it so many times in this swim at the exact same time, and then one again at 1 o'clock.
Really?
Done a winter down here a few years ago, and every session I'd do 48 or 24 hours, and it'd always be 9 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then nothing. Get reset the rods, do it the same again the next day. Seagulls. Coming out.
Yeah.
There'll be another couple. I don't think we're done yet.
No. You said before as well, sometimes it might take a couple of days to get on the bait.
Yeah. To be honest, I think that spot, if we end up staying here for another night, we'll probably do one tomorrow night. Or tonight, you can see. Yeah. There's fish over there still. I just think I put a little bit too much in a bite last night. Too soon, really.
Because you saw fizzing this morning as well, didn't you?
Yeah, so they're there still, but I think they're just working their way through it, and they're actually fizzing off of it as well.
Yeah.
So I think they're just sort of almost circling it a little bit. They're not quite confident enough to feed on that spot yet.
Giving her a little way.
Little way quick. Yeah, give her a way.
Oh, it's 22 pounds.
There we go. First one of the trip. 9 o'clock this morning, this one rattled off just after seeing some fizzes on the left-hand rod as well. So fingers crossed not the last of the action.
Well done, mate. Perfect.
What session, eh?
Yeah, man, both of the mark as well. Another night left yet.
Yep. Gonna let you have all the fun, could I?
Exactly. That's what I do.
Pressure's off, mate.
Get another one. Yeah. Get the kettle on as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it was smiles all round that morning. Both of us off the mark, 3 fish between us, 2 of which being 30s, and yeah, the pressure was off for Will. We knew that there was going to be other opportunities to be had around the lake. The fish were clearly moving around quite a lot, so yeah, I think we're both in the same mindset to start getting the kit together and look elsewhere. You may have guessed, change of scenery. We're actually back to where we started yesterday. It was yesterday's second swim, in fact, and this is actually where I caught that mirror from, the first fish. And we were sitting there this morning waiting for the wind to change, and it changed around, I believe, from a northerly to a southeasterly, and the southeasterly is literally whistling straight into this bay behind me. And yeah, it does look cock on. We haven't seen any fish yet, but the fish that we did see yesterday before we caught were fizzers, albeit quite subtle. And with the ripple on the water right now, we're not really going to see them. So it's a bit of guesswork, but yeah, for the daytime at the moment, I think we're the best chance of a bite that we can be. So Will's just sitting there, just behind the cameras over there, leaning up against another tree, because he's moved around here as well. I'm fishing more in the bay, and he's fishing sort of the opening to it. And as we sit here speaking, he's just had his second liner in about sort of 20 minutes or so. So yeah, fingers crossed, we're in prime position and we can get another fish. So whilst we're sitting here now, I might as well take a second and sort of go over the capture of the fish last night, really, and I suppose how I caught it. I was fishing, the rod that actually went was up quite tight to an island, and to be fair, last night going into the evening, it all went really smoothly. I was leading around with my leading rod, found the spot, I was working my way along the shelf of the island to try and find a harder patch, and of that I found, spun to it. I actually put a fair bit of bait out, I think close to 1 kilo on each rod, and yeah, spomming all went really well, and yeah, I wrapped up my fishing rod and went straight into a tree. So that was great fun. Just I had to mention it. Yeah, I've got loads of excuses, so I'll start with a few. One of which being I've been using braid on my reels for the last 2 years, I'd say. I haven't used mono in the slightest, and after putting out the bait with a spod rod with obviously braid, yeah, went straight over to the mono, stretching it, caught me off guard, and yeah, straight into a willow. So I had to jump in the boat, and yeah, sort of rowed myself out there, and I barely pulled it and it fell out of the tree. So to be honest, if I pulled that little bit harder, I think I would have got away without disturbing the spot. Either way, doesn't matter, because that's the rod that did the fish. So it's been really nice to catch up with Will, especially to fish with him, and yeah, to actually fish here with at this place. Like I said before, it's somewhere that we've all collectively all known about. In fact, Keir's had his name down on the waiting list for quite a few years now, and to actually see it in the flesh, so to speak, is yeah, it's living up to be exactly what we were hoping for. It's nice to actually fish a lake where you can sort of effectively chase them around a little bit. A lot of my fishing over the last couple of years in the UK has been sort of flitting between different syndicates, and a lot of the time it does get quite busy. So yeah, it's quite nice to come down here middle of the week with a good friend and actually sort of feel like you could be in for a chance. And if you're not on them, you can move on to them. It's a fairly clear lake, and generally speaking, most places you can cast, you can present properly. Even up against the reeds, it's all nice and clear, and yeah, pretty much just sitting here waiting to sort of see something to act on, really. Right, so we're going to move again. We actually saw a fish crash really close to where I was fishing last night, and we just walked up a couple of swims to sort of keep an eye on that. And Louie and Kieran continued round the corner, and they've seen fish. But funnily enough, Will and I were just talking, and we said when the boys get back, we're going to get round into that corner. So yeah, let's get going again. That's what it's all about though on these day sessions, especially in the weathers like this. They could be anywhere. Now clearly, not here.
So when the boys mentioned about doing this series, no other place that come into mind really. New Limebrook would be absolutely perfect for it. It's stunning little lake, absolutely love it down here. I've been a member here for about 15 years. I even remember watching it being dug, driving past maybe, what must have been 20 years ago now nearly, I think. Fished it on and off over that time. And to be honest, not done a lot of time down here, sort of flitted about between other venues as well, trips to France and the canals out there, canals with us in Essex as well, just all over the place really. Got a couple of other syndicate sort of waters as well, but it's nice because every time I come down here it almost feels like a new lake again.
Can't see anything.
Right on the edge.
Right there.
Drop down a little bit lower. You see it?
Oh yeah, I see
the
it.
vortex.
Yeah, I see it.
Because it's a low light. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, much better.
So after moving down to the other end of the lake where the boys found some fish, Will did actually position a rod right on top of them and gave it a good solid hour, I'd say, but nothing happened. So he decided to reposition, and he only moved it a couple of foot further out from the bank. That was quick, wasn't it? That was literally
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I've never seen a bite that quick.
Can you grab the net please, mate?
Wow. That was a fast bite.
That was a fast bite.
Left side.
Yep. Before I just push down there a little bit more.
What happened there then, mate?
Well, I'd seen a few fish literally just under the tip here earlier, milling about, fizzing up, a couple of tail patterns, but lowered one in there to start with, but just figured they'd pushed off a little bit, just off the bottom of the shelf a bit, so especially with cloud cover coming over as well, so literally just decided to redo it, put a fresh bait on, and it went off as I was baiting up. So, mega. Mate, literally, I felt it drop, and I got a lovely hard crack, and I turned to Kieran and just nodded in like, that's a bite sort of thing, that's the one. Fishing out there, look. Get in that net.
Fucking mental.
Oh, where's our name? I think it's a big one. Oh, nice. Yeah, 28.5. I do. So, after a little lap round earlier, stumbled across a few fish in the edge just off these reeds here. Loads of little vortexes coming up, tail patterns. Dropped a rod really close in, but to be honest, after an hour I felt it should have gone already. Repositioned it, fresh bait on, a little bit further out down the shelf, and she was away in seconds. There you go on. Tall one's in the back.
Little one's in the back. Yes. Wicked capture that one.
Nice one, man.
It was quite the buzz watching all that unfold. Yeah, such close quarters, and it's not every session that a plan unfolds as perfectly as that. So yeah, it kind of left us sitting on our hands again, contemplating our next move, and it was actually Kieran that noticed that a young lad called Lennon, the next swim along, was actually into a fish, so he ran up there with a camera, managed to get the last bit of fight that filmed, and yeah, he managed to land a real nice common. So the rest of us run up there to congratulate him on his fish, and we must have been stood in the swim for seconds and we saw a fish show. Then another one, and they were all starting to show up against the island where we were fishing the previous night. All of our stuff was already around there because we only took the essentials to take stalking for the day, and yeah, it didn't take a second to make the decision to run around, grab the rest of our kit, and yeah, get some rods in place where the fish clearly were. I saw two fish show bang on my left rod on the spot within the last 2 minutes, and I've seen a couple at the corner of the island as well. Oh my god!
How about that, mate?
That's the fastest I've run in a long time.
Not anyone. Jesus. Took three casts to get that, but it was bang on the one though. So.
I'm in.
Yes, Will, well done.
What's up, Tris?
Well, we were just about, Will was about to net one. And yeah, my rod absolutely steamed off. As soon as that second one went in the net, redid both the rods, picked up the throwing stick, put out a load more bait, and yeah, it was prime. The weather was cock on, the light was beginning to go, and we needed to make the most of it. Watch your heads. Bonk. You did say it's possible, but you never think it's going to happen, do you?
Right, give it one more go.
Oh no. That's it. Carnage.
we go. Biggest one of the trip so far. Just got back from a little stalking session. Give the swimmer rest for a couple of hours. And this one was away pretty quick. They've been showing the last hour or so. All over the place really, one after the other. It's obvious we're going to get a bite, but just a matter of time. And as soon as I slip this one in the net, Trish had a run as well. And actually while we film this, he's got another one as well, we think, so better get her back quickly.
This one got a name.
Heather.
Heather.
Oh God!
It worked. Is that rolling as well? I think it's definitely your fault. It's just you. Just
Directly.
did you get you? Oh, good. That's all right. I don't mind, but that's even better. Ready? Are you ready? Sure.
Silly carp.
Silly carps. Silly Lou. All right.
Another 30
Nice
pounder.
one. Yeah.
Happy days. Should go see Trist's one.
Yes.
Should go see what he's got.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the dream case scenario really, and it's something we always end up talking about in our fishing, like what's the best outcome, and yeah, for a change it was actually happening. You know, I was talking to Will about it in the past and he said, yeah, sometimes if you can get on the fish, you can get the bait in, then there's always going to be opportunity for a big hit of fish. And as I say, you never actually expect it to happen, do you? And it did. Absolute madness. Kind of lost count a little bit for a total number, but yeah, this is I think 3 for me. And yeah, there's another one in the net, just as we were doing the pictures of Will's last fish. My other rod ripped off again. It's only been out 15 minutes, less than that. We're well and truly in front of us now, and yeah, bring on tonight really. We'll do some food, but yeah. Fish keep coming, then I'm well happy. That is big. It's big, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's have a look then.
I haven't seen it.
32. That is 32. 8. No, sorry. Yeah, 32.4.
Lovely. Yeah. This is the new biggest of the trip. Sorry, Will, didn't last long, mate. 32.4. Buzzing. Don't even know what to say, to be fair. This evening's unwound perfectly. So I think it's time to slip this one back, cherish our last few beers and get some food on, I think. And just enjoy every second. Very happy with how it's all panned out.
I'm good. Yeah. Well done, Les.
That's awesome. Nice one, mate. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, good morning and welcome to our final morning here at Limebrook. Despite all those fish showing last night, unfortunately, which is Louis' favourite word, it just didn't happen last night. It was a bit of a funny one. Obviously, there was so many fish in front of us going into the evening. It really couldn't have felt any better, but after we caught those few fish, they just seemed to stop showing. And yeah, we waited for our chance for all the seagulls to sort of off as the light started to go before we put the bait in. And we sort of were sitting there hoping to start seeing them show again, but it just didn't happen. It's not over yet though. We've got a couple of hours fishing left, and yeah, can't get greedy because it's been an absolute blinder so far. Although there has been a couple of fish show on the left-hand side of the lakes where we're sitting now, and yeah, with a bit of luck, hopefully the sun will bring them out of that deeper water along the back of the island, and we might have a chance of one more fish. So last night was actually quite cold. I know the night before last was getting chilly, but yeah, last night, as the night was starting to roll in, it was just getting colder and colder, and we were sitting there having a beer, eating our spaghetti bolognese, and yeah, I actually had to sing Lou back to the car to get me a pair of trousers, because yeah, it really was starting to get chilly. And this morning when that sun came up and the mist was starting to roll off the top of the water, the birds were singing, it actually felt like autumn was starting to arrive. Sitting there having a couple of coffees, some croissants, and yeah, just absorbing the atmosphere, and it was a beautiful, beautiful morning. So as a whole, I couldn't be happy with how this session's panned out. It's been crazy really, 7 fish between us, 4 30s and the rest between 22 and 28 pounds. So yeah, an absolute blinder of a session so far, and to be honest, for me, it's probably been my favourite bit of the UK fishing I've done for quite a few years. So yeah, couldn't be happy with how it's all turned out. But there's plenty more to come all over the UK, got a few abroad as well, just to sort of really showcase the different types of angling out there with different people. And yeah, this is a series that we're all absolutely loving. So if you want to get involved and you think you know somewhere that you could take us fishing, then drop us a message on any of our social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, because we're always looking for somewhere new to fish and someone new to film with. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.
and good night.
Goodbye and good night. Good session, wasn't it?
Good session, mate.
That'll do. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe. Peace.